Here we go. Live from New York, it's the Coffee Club, broadcasting on the CC Radio Network and playing on Spreaker Radio. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Felix, and this is your co-host,
Mark.
And we are here today as the new Coffee Club as compared to what used to be Trucking to Heaven. We've changed the name to make it more relevant to what we do. Drink a lot of coffee, and we're just one big happy club. We're also the founders of the Coffee Club movement, a coffee party movement.
Yes, we are.
And
we encourage all of our listeners to get involved. Remember, as I believe it was Gandhi who said, be the change that you would like to see. Sometimes you just have to do things yourself. Tonight's topic, more or less at the last moment, we have to say, is the best laid plans of mice and men. Those of you who are big readers might remember that from John Steinbeck. Our plans were changed when our guest speaker canceled at the last minute. So I'd like to know, when your plans change at the last minute, how do you feel? Kind of throws a monkey wrench into your plans.
well, considering we never have the plans anyway,
No, I think we should be honest. I mean, there are times when we definitely have something planned for you. It's not all the time. In fact, it's rather infrequently. But this was something that was planned for a few weeks, and we didn't give it a second thought until our guest speaker became ill, and, well, we can't help that. So we would like to know, when your plans are changed like that and you're expecting to do something and it just doesn't materialize, how do you feel? And then there are a few other things that Felix added to tonight's discussion. Why don't you give them a rundown, Felix?
well, there were a few tragedies this weekend out in the West Coast. There was a pretty horrific car accident. 2 people died, and one of them was
Paul Walker, one of the stars of the Fast and Furious series. According to my son, they have already started with the filming of Fast and Furious 7. Now, if you remember, at the end of Fast and Furious 6, one of the team members, the Asian gentleman, I forgot his name, was killed off, so it was going to start with his funeral. Well, now this unforeseen event with Paul Walker, I guess they could always add a little bit to the beginning and sort of kill him off camera, and now they need a new star.
Well, Van Diesel is a star of it.
Well, he was a big part of it. He was in it from the beginning.
Yeah.
He and Vin Diesel. So, now they need a new face, and then they have to decide, are they going to try to continue with the series, depending upon, I guess, the box office of Fast and Furious 7, which will undoubtedly, since everything in Hollywood is numbers and money, depend upon how much money they make on this expected movie with these drastic changes. And then we have in New York here, a Metro North train coming from Poughkeepsie had derailed Sunday morning. 64 people injured, 4 people killed. As of yet, I don't think they have any idea as to why it happened. I mean, there's the old saying that speed kills, and the engines were in the back of the train this time as opposed to the front. So maybe he was going too fast around the curve. I mean, I'll never know. I really don't know. I can't say. I'm not an expert.
Well, Governor Cuomo says he thinks when it comes to the end, when it comes to the end, they're going to come and say it was either human error in speed. That's what his feeling was. Now, of course, Governor Cuomo's not an expert neither, but maybe that's the first thing they're going to look at, I guess, because the way it happened. And it could have been much worse. The train just landed, it just stopped before the Hudson River there. So if it would have gone to the Hudson River, there may have been more tragedy, more deaths.
Lord knows. I mean, there might have been drownings involved, you know?
From what I understand, 3 of the 4 people that died were thrown through the windows.
Yes.
And the 4th one, I'm not sure how he or she died. But it doesn't really matter. The bottom line, people died. And this is the second time in a few months where there was a train accident right around the same area. There was a freight train that derailed.
Wasn't it in the Bronx? Also in the Bronx.
Yeah, they're close.
Yeah.
A couple of thousand feet apart from the other spot or something. Where a train derailed. No, thank God nobody was killed in that one, but still, maybe we should look at that whole area and find out why there's 2, accidents.
Well,
like in a short time.
We place so much emphasis on air traffic and safety. Maybe we should look at the railroads.
I always think. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say the same NTSB investigates both plane crashes and train wrecks, but for the most part, I think most of the emphasis seems to be placed on air traffic as opposed to ground traffic.
Well, there isn't that much train. There haven't been that many train tragedies. I always thought if you want to go somewhere leisurely and the safest way is go by train. Obviously,
or Greyhound.
Those 2 have been proven wrong. Buses have become very dangerous as of the late. Cars are the most dangerous, even though we don't feel it that way, but there's more death with cars than any kind of a travel mode.
Well, when they certainly talk about, see America first, what they're trying to promote is either obviously bus travel, which we said could be very dangerous, or train travel, where you don't have to worry about the roads. You can sit back and leisurely watch America passing by. The way it used to be.
Again, it used to be a very nice trip. Going somewhere in a train. I've taken a few in my life, and it's nice. It's very relaxing, but all of a sudden these accidents, you begin to wonder. Because probably by the safest mode is probably an airplane by number of travelers. And then you look at the boats; they've been having their own problems. The ships, the luxury liners, there's been tragedies with them. The one in Italy, of course, is the most memorable one, but there's also all the Carnival cruise problems.
Well, I had a seat on the Titanic. I had a berth on the Titanic, yeah.
You weren't even born to have a berth.
Then if I wasn't berthed at that time, if that's what you're talking about.
So how could you have a berth?
Well, you know what a berth is. I mean, it's a room on a luxury ocean liner. I had a berth.
You weren't alive yet.
Oh, I wasn't?
Nah.
Oh.
Actually, you were too old to go on. They wouldn't let you on because of your age.
Why not?
I don't know. I think you were. How old were you when the Titanic went down? 99?
No, well, I certainly wasn't 65 like I am now.
Oh.
Well, whatever. We're digressing.
Yeah.
Let's save that for Wednesday.
Okay. Anyway, so that's what we want to discuss today, and if anybody feels like calling and talking about it, our phone number is
516-665-1860. By now, all of our loyal listeners should know that number by heart.
And if you want to Skype...
By heart, to be exact.
And if you want to Skype us, you could Skype us at our old name, Trucking to Heaven.
Haven't worked that out yet, folks. Can't
Well-
seem to get rid of it.
Well, you know what it is? Skype doesn't let you change the name unless you get rid of the phone number and everything else. And, you know, we've sort of gotten used to the phone number. I guess we could always change it to another one. But for now, it's just Skype us at Trucking to Heaven. It's not a problem. I don't think anybody's ever Skyped us anyway.
No, not once.
So if anybody wants to just fool us and call us on Skype, go right ahead. And if you'd like to send us an email, you can email us at
Felix,
Mark or Felix,
right, at
ccradionetwork.com. And if you're really stubborn, you can also use truckingtoheaven.com. It'll still work.
it's like moving. We get the mail forwarded to us.
Exactly what we're doing. We're forwarding one to the other. And we're slowly changing. If you look at our website has changed
No,
quite
that's
a
not
bit.
slow at all. You did a fantastic job, Felix.
Yeah, well, you know.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'm depressed also. I'm impressed also, I mean. Oh, let's see. Nothing interesting. I had an interesting email the other day from a gentleman, or I guess it's a gentleman, Mini Timmy. Would you say that's a gentleman? M-I-N-I, comma, that space T-I-M-M-Y?
Is that like little me or something? Yeah,
I'm
mini, little, I don't know.
But he had an interesting proposition. He offered to help us out with the show. He says what he does, and this is basically on gratis. He doesn't charge for this. What he'll do for us, so I never had a chance to tell you, Mark. He will promote our show, or have other people promote our show on other shows. At the same time, we'll promote other shows on ours. Sort of like a bartering type thing.
I see,
And-
like the Crazy Old Man network that we listen to, you and I.
Well, I'm not quite sure if it's like that, but it's basically as we'll be online and we'll say, don't forget to listen to what's the name of that show? I'll think of it. The Rebellious Rev and the Doc on Wednesdays. Tune in.
True that.
Tune in and listen to that. It'll be ads like that. And he says, help us make a logo free of charge, because that's what I assume he enjoys doing, this stuff like that. I guess he wants.
As long as I get my good profile, my good side. Still trying to decide which is best.
Oh, bend down, pull down your pants, stick a cigar in.
Save that for Wednesday. This is supposed to be serious.
Oh, I'm
Come
sorry.
on.
Reminds me of a joke that I guess I can't say neither.
Let's forget about it.
All right, back to tragedies. It's hard to talk about tragedies. Nobody likes to talk about death. Nobody likes to die.
And no one wants to listen to a depressing show.
And nobody wants a depressing show. And so we'll start to sound depressing. I don't even think I want to broadcast now. I'm depressed. I don't want to talk about that.
I don't think we could sound depressed even if we tried. It's like, you remember the movie, well, not the movie Clue. Well, maybe it was the movie Clue. I don't remember. The singing telegram person,
Yeah.
Or the old joke, guy gets a telegram, guy comes to deliver it. He says, no, you have to deliver it in a song. So he says, well, what do you mean? Just that, you have to give me the message in a song. So he closes the door, rings the bell, he opens it again, and the guy goes, da 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 da, your mother's dead, da 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 da. Bad joke, granted, but, grasping at straws here, folks. Grasping at straws. The worst thing in the world for anybody in entertainment or teaching is total silence. You ask a question, no hands go up, no phones ring in the case of a radio show. I just have Felix's face to look at, and he just has mine.
Well, first thing is we should be used to it by now.
We have a call.
We have a call, and then
My